What a beautiful charge!
Whoa,
This is
what
oh my god! What a save! Okay.
Welcome back, everybody, once again to the Lower Than Blind Forest tournament, and we've got a pretty decent matchup here from the Honor Division. We've got SmashyLe, seed number 18, versus LurkingAssassin, whose seed number is 50, but do not let that deceive you because Lurking's PB has improved quite a bit since the group stage. My name is Jay Hobbs. I'm joined by Sigma, and together we make Jason. And how are you doing, Sigma?
Yep, we are Jason. Just a nice normal name. None of these weird combinations. Neither of us is actually named Jason, though.
No. Anyways, what are you looking forward to most in this matchup, Sigma? Because it's not one of our should be 2 seconds apart kind of battles, but it's certainly not, out of the realm of possibility of this being a very close one.
Yeah, I always like these ones that you can't call. Like, you would expect that SmashyLe's going to do well and take this one, but, it is definitely not out of the realm of possibility for Lurking to win, and that's not even like, it's a 10% chance. Like, this is as close to 50-50 as they might come.
Mm-hmm. Certainly, especially with SmashyLe not being, too happy with her performance in the upper bracket, the round of 64 against Roos. I know she's really going to be looking to prove herself in this one and try to take a decisive victory. Of course, Lurking, PB only less than a minute behind SmashyLe's, can still really easily keep pace as long as he performs well. But I do know he did say you came in expecting to lose this one, so a little bit of that, respect and fear of your opponent from Lurking.
Yeah, that's for sure. Looking at the stats here as well, you can see that Lurking's best and average race times are lagging behind SmashyLe's, but that's also a consequence of the fact that he picked up the game more recently, and his early group stage matches are bringing that average way down. But he's been improving rapidly, as you can see, 6 minutes, 39 seconds improvement in his PB since the start of the tournament. So he's now really close to SmashyLe, and he could take this one, but we'll have to see what happens.
Well, hopefully it's a close match either way. That's all I ask for out of these matches. Always what I'm looking for. You can take a look at the graph in the bottom left as well. You can see that SmashyLe has the largest edge in the mid game, which lines up pretty well with what Lurking told us about his play. He finds that to be the most troublesome location for him, pretty much between Ginso and Charge Flame. Whereas SmashyLe, she's pretty consistent throughout most of it. Certainly her early game is where she shines, though.
Yep, so we're definitely expecting SmashyLe to take an early lead, but it's easy, even if you're consistent overall, to just, take some weird death in Blackroot or something. Those early deaths can cost you so much time, and they can happen to anybody, so, hopefully we don't see that, but... Yeah.
All right, we're off. Both runners with a nice prologue skip and synced up quite nicely. We'll be heading down to pick up Sign.
Yeah, not me though. Like the one
No,
in the game.
No,
Yeah.
not one half of Jason.
Yeah,
Just just the one in the game.
yeah. Just wanted to clear that up. So both players having a good start here. This first part, when you just jump over to Sign, is really easy, but it's also, if you're not paying attention, you can lose time on it, but neither player has. They both had great prologue skips. They both didn't touch the wall and then jumped down past the diving board. And now we'll just be jumping past this Rhino, which they both did pretty well, didn't get hit. And I'm not sure if they caught the wall or managed to carry the momentum through, because that's actually really hard to tell because of the visual effects, but we're pretty synced picking up our first skill here, our attack ability Sign.
Yeah, the only real difference, I guess, was SmashyLe broke that health plant on her way in, as opposed to Lurking, who skipped by it. Very minor kind of optimization to potentially set up your jump volleys on the way out. Both runners performing nicely with the Frankie fight.
Yeah, SmashyLe's Frankie fight was just a little bit better. I didn't see any big problems from Lurking's, but SmashyLe's off to a tiny lead here. But I wouldn't be surprised if this gets changed around a few times on the way to wall jump, because little things here and there, even the RNG can affect it. And oh yeah, SmashyLe gets knocked back. But Lurking gets a bad bounce of the jump pad with the animation blocking the jump, so they both lose a little bit of time there, and SmashyLe's still just a bit ahead.
Yeah, pretty much evened out, and Lurking taking another hit from the slime. SmashyLe, I believe, didn't want to because she's, sitting at 2 HP there. So now going to hopefully damage boost through the final slime once. Lurking in a similar boat, neither getting a bad health drop or other drop from the first slime, and not killing the second one or not worrying about it anyways.
So SmashyLe's death for the Ghost Store at around 212, 213, Lurking just a second or two behind that right now. And they'll both be grabbing this 4th health cell because they are not insane.
Alright, SmashyLe will be the first to dip down, and this little like elbow section is pretty, kind of muscle memory type movement, but it's very easy to have some unfortunate mistakes like taking a hit from the slime right as I was talking about it. So luckily didn't really affect SmashyLe too much.
Yeah, it was funny. They actually both got hit by that slime in the same way, so you could be confused and think, oh, that's an intentional damage boost. But no, you're supposed to dodge them. But they both got hit. Fortunately, they both dealt with it quite well, so no issues for them as they move towards wall jump. Both damage boosting this wall here, just to not take all the experience, basically.
Yeah, and it was like actually a really important thing that they did because it looked like both were going to level up, and they did on the way down. So nice reads from both players. SmashyLe going to approach about 3, maybe 4 seconds sooner than Lurking, getting a nice new best wall jump time in the tournament for each of these runners actually.
Yeah, that's nice. It always feels good when this first segment of the run goes quite well, because I think this is where nerves hit a lot of people the hardest, is right when that race starts, before you get the game under your fingers, so to speak. It's certainly like, oh man, what's happening? My hands are shaking.
It's really easy for that heart to start pumping more and more as you're watching that countdown timer start out. SmashyLe having to deal with a few brambles and misses a wall jump because of it, so Lurking already basically catching up, but then feeds that time right back to SmashyLe by running into the bramble for a moment, and then takes it right back when SmashyLe loses her footing on the Trojan log. So that was an incredible climb out of there with a lot of random lead changes.
Yeah, and Lurking is actually in a little bit of a tight spot right now. Because of that bramble hit, he's down to 1 health at the moment. He placed the save before the elbow, so I think he's a little worried about potentially dying. Flashes his UI on, but doesn't even do the turn back on that slime. So he's like, yeah, I got this dodge, no problem. We'll see if he stops to grab this health from this far, or if he's confident.
He did.
He's going to grab it.
And SmashyLe made the Terra save, which Lurking can't really... Well, Lurking does have energy to be able to do it at the moment, but he may prefer a safety save in Blackroot Burrows, because that is, you do not get an energy refill before that point.
Yeah, so both players on their save anywhere now, incredibly close to each other. I think SmashyLe is just slightly ahead here, but wow, basically just tied throughout the end of the game. Never more than 2 or 3 seconds apart from each other so far.
Yeah, SmashyLe's edge was really only given by Lurking picking up that one little health drop. But we'll see if Blackroot Burrows changes things. It's certainly an area that has been known to affect even the most prolific runners. Prolific, is that the right word? Proficient. Let's go with that one, too. That's a little better.
Well, they both work, right?
Right.
Sure.
They're prolifically proficient.
Yeah. Professional. Whoa.
Oh wow, Lurking
goes back to place a save. He was like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to jump over these spikes. That honestly could be a race type thing. Like he decided, I'm going to save there in a race, but he maybe doesn't normally do that in PB attempts, so that's why he forgot for a second. But that does mean that we're synced walking towards these lanterns. I'm not sure how their platform cycles are going to work out, because that can vary between person. Like Lurking spent a little bit longer on the left side where the main room platforms aren't loaded. So I think his cycles are actually going to be a little worse than SmashyLe's, but he's going to fix that right now with a reload. SmashyLe's just going to take this cycle. So Lurking will be very slightly behind here, but definitely super close still.
Yeah, not much at all. Pretty crazy to say the least. Both runners did pick up Magnet, by the way. I think they'll both be killing off this slime. No real issues with experience from what I can see. Of course, they had to manipulate the cycle in the next room, so we'll see how well they did on that. And not only whether you make the cycle or not, but how aggressive your manipulation was can vary from runner to runner.
Yeah, I think they were both
aggressive
pretty docile. Like they could have gone crazy with it, but you don't want to do that in races.
Yeah, and I mean, SmashyLe's wasn't like the most aggressive, but it was certainly more so than Lurking. So gain maybe an extra quarter to half a second there on him. But she opts to drop the orb on the next platform instead of the moving one, and so does Lurking. Both just opting for a tad bit of safety there.
Yeah, I wasn't sure that they were actually both going to do that. You'll often see people drop the orb on the moving platform, but once you've had a bad experience with that laser, you just want to give that half a second back.
I
Both
think
are almost the same experience right now.
Oh, they are. Yeah, wow. And I think it took me several months to give up, like, or to start putting the orb on the moving platform, by the way, because I was like that worried about it. So it's very easy to understand.
Yeah.
SmashyLe with a new best dash time here too. Lurking almost, basically just gonna match his for the tournament.
Yeah, nice play from both runners here. Going into another scary part of the run right now, the Frankie Walk and the Death Gauntlet. No safety saves are possible unless you get a 10% energy drop to show up off one of the enemies. So hopefully this section goes well for both players. I wouldn't say this section is particularly difficult. It's just terrifying because if you do take a death, you lose oodles of time.
Yeah, it's one of those things that is more costly than it is difficult, right? And that in and of itself can sometimes give you just as many nerves as something that is incredibly difficult. Both getting some nice patterns from the Frankie, it seems, not having to worry about any extra hops, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah, Smashy's is actually optimal, as we like to say right now. The Frankie is going to jump immediately when it's in here, and she kills it fast
and she gets the
energy drop.
Wow, lucky drop for her, dropping the safety save immediately.
Lurking is also an optimal walk from the looks of things, so no energy for him. The left side energy curse is too strong, but he's through that water okay, and we'll be heading up to this energy cell, so he'll be able to place a save shortly as well. And Smashy's going to place her save there, so nice and safe.
Neither runner opted for Death Glide too, maybe because they both know how close this is. They are both watching their opponent. Now Smashy coming up to the early grotto cycle. Ooh, unfortunately, probably not going to make it after that dash into the wall. Yeah, a little hiccup there for her. So Lurking could potentially take the lead here with a smooth early grotto cycle. 33% chance for him so far in the tournament. He manages to take it, not quite gaining the lead off that, but only barely.
Yeah, that's a really nice catch-up. That's an 8-second cycle that you get to skip by doing that. Both runners taking a little bit of a dip to the spikes there intentionally so that they can die faster on this ghost door here. Smashy jumping to the spider, and Lurking gets the spider shot manip at the door, so that saves him a little bit more time. And we're in sync, going to double jump right now. Let's see who's menu better, because that's going to determine who comes out ahead in the blind movement, because they're tied. It's the same. No, Lurking got the menu bug. Oh my god!
Menu bug. For those who are not familiar with that, Lurking had to alt-tab out of the game and then tab back in because for some reason the menu will just sometimes lock up there. But Smashy didn't make it up the wall, so Lurking caught back up some of that time lost from that small little bug already.
Yeah, that if anybody ever figures out how that bug happens or how to prevent it, please tell us.
It's so weird, man. I wish we knew. But grotto skip could be an important deciding factor here in these early leads. Smashy taking the first attempt, but falls all the way down after picking up the experience. Lurking's going to skip the experience and not quite get it on the first attempt, but the second is the successful one. Smashy gets it on her first real attempt at it, which puts Lurking in the lead, but with Smashy not too far behind at all.
Yeah, second try for both players on that, but Lurking was definitely a less expensive second try. So he's in the lead now. He overcomes that menu bug issue down at double jump. Just gotta laugh and shake your head at that kind of thing. Both players doing battle with these grotto walls right now. Nice movement so far from both of them, not taking any bonks, not getting any weird micro ledges, messing with them so far. So that's good stuff, and we'll be grabbing the water vein moments apart from each other right now.
And I dare to say that I think Smashy's movement up that climb was even slightly better than Lurking's, so already catching a bit more time.
And slow zone skip, yeah.
Yeah, gets all the way past the slow zone. Lurking having to sit through it a little bit, but then a failed dash glide evens it back up once again. It's the minor little things now, and when watching a restream, if you are one of these racers, it must be so confusing at this point to know who's in the lead. Like, all you can know is we are effectively tied, and Twitch delay won't let me tell which one of us is in the lead.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's just awesome watching this. It's like slightly different from both runners here. Like sometimes one jumps into the wall and one wall runs up a wall. You know, dash lights here and there. Lurking trying for the left wall climb only, but didn't get it there, so lost a little bit of time on that. SmashyLe will be ahead going into the iceless area, but honestly, with the way this has been going, I wouldn't be surprised. Well, Lurking takes a quick death there, but that's okay. Just saved right before. I was gonna say I wouldn't be surprised to see like maybe a turnaround at the spinning things on Grotto, or maybe this jump up to the ability cell, but no, SmashyLe gets it second try, so she'll still have a lead entering against it here for all its things.
Lurking did catch up a little bit from it though, and as you pointed out, we could potentially see something with this rock here. You have to pull the rock out pretty far, and sometimes it's really easy to not actually pull it out just quite far enough. SmashyLe looks pretty smooth through there though, and Lurking as well, so no major issues. Lurking, probably could have even gone for a faster exit there and decided not to. Didn't want to give up any time that SmashyLe, didn't already take advantage of.
Yeah, that's for sure. Putting in the key to the Genso tree now. Both runners waiting for this cutscene. Can't do much to skip this one because we already used our save skipping the one right before it. And we'll just let Sign say, hey, look, it's a big tree. Better go up it.
It looks to be about 2 seconds apart from our racers here as they're climbing this tree. Smashing nicely done throughout the first room. Lurking looking to follow suit, but falls all the way back down to the bottom, unfortunately. He's going to have to try again. They give SmashyLe a little bit of a breather once she's kind of noticed that in the restream. She even has to wait on an extra gamer cycle in the second room, but not going to be nearly as costly as falling all the way to the bottom.
I've got a question for you here, Hobbs. So
Sure.
When we grab skills in this game, we get them from skill trees, right? Like they're all trees, but the bash tree is in the Genso tree. How is there a tree growing in a tree?
Well, you see, in what we call math, Sigma, there's a term called recursion. And so, yeah, it actually turns out that every single tree in this game, including both the spirit tree and every skill tree, is actually just a Genso tree. And so in each one of those, there are additional Genso trees at a smaller scale that also give skills. Unfortunately, we won't know any more about that deep system until Ori 2 is released, at which point we'll finally get to delve into it.
Lurking accidentally pushed the block in the redirect puzzle before the second shot, and then was immediately realized what he had done, so he had to actually wait an extra cycle there. But I really did enjoy your explanation.
I was like, that's what happens when you make me meme, man.
If we let the trees grow for long enough, they'll begin to grow more skill trees inside them.
Yes.
So that's what we're waiting for the next story. We need more skill trees to grow, so there's more abilities. Okay, it all makes sense now.
Now, SmashyLe had a bit of a slow mini-boss there. However, her PB actually took a death in that mini-boss, so likely saved a lot of time there on her PB. And now she's moving into that mini Genso tree that gives her the bash skill in just a moment after a quick ghost door. Lurking about one room behind, well, really about 2 rooms, I guess, when you count the traversal of the next one.
Yep. So SmashyLe's gonna grab Bash now. Lurking just doing his movement up to the Bash tree. And SmashyLe just a little bit behind her best race time for Bash, which I do think probably means she's on PP pace because of that death there. I wouldn't be surprised if her best race time actually has better Bash time than PP there.
One thing I want to point out is we are in that section of the game where Lurking finds himself to be a little less comfortable, and wow, SmashyLe falling all the way back down and gets a weird bash. What's going on?
Interesting.
She's now just going to opt to throw the bash all the way through the intended route through the portal. As small of a sequence of mistakes that was, that actually added up to quite a bit. Lurking can probably catch up a decent chunk of time from there.
Yeah, these cycles are deceptively long. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, everybody's just gonna miss it. Oh no, not again.
Oh no. Oh no, time caught up there for Lurking, unfortunately. SmashyLe now on to her key duplication, gets an excellent quick kill. And now it looks like, of course, Lurking took a small lead, but he's still got to die once with those keys in the door.
Oh, SmashyLe takes a death. I'm sure she rekindled. If not, that's a huge death. But if she rekindled, it's not that bad.
Oh, a second one, though. That pretty much evens it up.
Yeah, because Lurking is now going to be on the same save SmashyLe is climbing up here. And we'll know in 1 second if SmashyLe rekindled. Okay, she's getting this keystone, so she did, so everything's fine.
Yeah, but Lurking now picking up his keys. That is certainly probably not like what he expected SmashyLe to have trouble with. It's an area that you intentionally stay on low health, but it's one done so often by the runners that it's pretty surprising to see SmashyLe with those kinds of little hiccups. Maybe still the problems from the previous room kind of carried over for her a little bit.
Yeah, I want to point out that Lurking's fighting this mini-boss in, well, an interesting way. That could be an argument for why most people use the walls, but he likes these platforms a bit more. Kind of more of an intended way to kill the boss. It's no slower, but because of the spikes, it can be a little scary, as we saw there. So SmashyLe will have a bit more of a lead, heading towards Swamp Entry just now, but this trick can be a big difference maker in the race. It's easy to dunk the frog into the water, it's easy to miss shots on the roof and stuff like that, so the time difference can go here. And it looks like SmashyLe was trying to skip this cutscene. I saw a save begin to charge up, but she landed inside the trigger, so the lasers are active now. That shouldn't affect her here, but as long as she remembers the lasers are there on the way out.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. She should at least be able to drop a safety save here now. I think she normally does anyways, but even if she didn't, she now has the ability to do that. But yeah, on the way out, we'll really need to make sure to keep an eye on the left side of the screen, because it's not very common that you get a laser when you're not expecting it.
Yeah, that's for sure. And it's easy, like, I think that even the movement, when you don't have lasers there, will just kill you if the laser is active, because normally you drop down and then dash again, but we'll have to pay attention. SmashyLe got into the swamp quite nicely there, and she left the ability cell behind, but
yeah, she left
it on the way out.
Good to know that she didn't need to waste any time, picking it up. You don't need that ability cell until the charge flame tree, so no need to pick it up when you're going to pass right by it again anyways.
Exactly. It's in fact faster to skip it if you miss it during your double bash, because you can use that bash to climb the wall quickly, whereas on the way out it's just directly in your path once again. So SmashyLe first to stomp now. Lurking got through his swamp entry quite nicely as well, so definitely keeping good pace. It's kind of been a couple hiccups, like that death on the second mini boss for Lurking that is putting him behind, but it's super close still. This is like, what, one Kuro cutscene length, maybe a little bit more than that difference right now. So
yeah, Lurking lost a bit more time there, missing a precise jump up to that platform, so might be a bit longer now. But yeah, that would certainly cut the lead by a lot. And let's keep an eye on the left side for those lasers when SmashyLe picks up this next ability cell, because Lurking also left the lasers, but it seemed intentional from him. So with SmashyLe certainly not meaning to do that, we'll hope that she remembers to watch out for it. So left side, let's see.
Okay, she did a dash glide. Oh god,
no! Not quite getting enough distance with that dash glide. That's going to send her back to her last safety save by that first ability cell in the swamp entry, and now that Lurking's only a few steps behind.
Yeah, I thought she was actually going to be fine, but you have to do that dash glide like really high so that you make it all the way to the wall to not die to that laser. And it's common for people who leave the lasers on to make a save before the laser, but when you don't, you generally save just up here where SmashyLe is saving now before Kuro cutscene skip. So Lurking getting over this laser first try is way closer. This Kuro cutscene skip is going to be really important. SmashyLe does not get it. She's going to reload to try again. This does save time over watching the cutscene fully, but if Lurking can nail it this time, and he does, he's taken the lead from SmashyLe.
That's unbelievable, especially with SmashyLe not missing it in any of her races prior to this, and she's now missed it twice and resigns to watch the bird prance around. Lurking now has to pick up, well, he picked up the 5th health cell. This is optional and only going to lose him a little bit of time in the long run, but he now is heading to charge flame, and this is the point of the run where he thinks everything kind of picks back up for him, right? He said Ginso to charge flame was the section that he was most worried about, and to leave that section with a small advantage over SmashyLe must give him a lot of confidence going into the late game.
Yeah, because back to our stats and back to what our runners are saying, Lurking expected to have the most trouble here, and instead it's where he managed to take the lead just thanks to a couple hiccups from SmashyLe. So that's just how it can go sometimes. But this is still incredibly close, and there's another really big trick coming up in Fast Stompless that has given a lot of runners in the tournament some trouble in the past, being able to get that shot aimed correctly at the Kuro Rock. So if Lurking has any issues with that, SmashyLe could be ready to pounce and take that lead right back.
That is certainly for sure. I thought for a second that SmashyLe might not have baited that Frankie all the way in, but looks like she was completely fine. She did take a hit, though, and that damage is going to stick on her for a while. So we'll see if she takes an additional safety save because of it, because otherwise you can potentially die to some of the birds up here in Sorrow, or rather in Valley.
Yeah, one very interesting part about this section is because the feather does not restore your energy when you grab it, optimally you basically never save from here all the way up until the charge jump tree, which we're about 4 minutes away from right now. And that can be really scary, but you can just place a lot of safety saves if you take a Spirit Well save after Feather, but that does lose you about 5 seconds, so it'll be interesting to see. Could get selected as a race strat, or it could just get skipped. Smashy, you know, being a little behind might want to do that, but oh gosh, bashes and takes a hit on those spikes, so that's a little painful after having watched that pig cutscene already. So Lurking in a great position right now, coming up to fast Stompless. How is this going to go for him?
And he does make a save before. I mean, he knows he's got the lead at this point. I don't know if he would have seen Smashy's death there yet, but he knows he's got the lead, so he doesn't want to risk it. Takes a shot, aiming it all the way over at the rocks above the bird. Goes for a damage boost instead of waiting on that spider. Picks up the cell and is correctly aim, or rather did correctly aim his shot. Gets warped into the cutscene. Smashy now still trying to catch up. She's really going to have to succeed on this one on the first attempt in order to keep this close and narrowly dodging the slime. How unbelievably well executed. Now has to worry about this bird. She's currently sitting on, I believe, 1 health now.
I think so.
Any damage from anything, there is a nice safety save in the same place that Lurking placed it. That will still not refill her to full health, but at least will give her quite a bit of it back. Now she gets a nice shot aimed at the rocks as well. Spider looked like he wasn't going to shoot for a second. Oh no, it shot too low.
She can save it. She can still save it. She can just barely make this
Dash!
possible.
Oh, but her shot missed. That is unfortunate to say the least. Oh my god. I thought for sure she had it, and I was just so worried she was going to miss the cell.
Yeah, that was super scary. Man. And Lurking onto Sorrow Bash right now, taking an intentional damage boost here to help bait the bird up, but did not manage to either get that double bash or was not holding Feather or something like that. So takes a death. Has a safety save up here though, so we'll be trying it again, but this is giving Smashy some opportunity to catch up. She's still a full cutscene behind us to watch this and then grab Feather. And Lurking is in to Sorrow Pass now. Hasn't placed a save yet. We'll see when he opts for one. A pretty common one would be just before the spike came up top, so I wouldn't be surprised to see one up there.
Yeah, and he should have the energy to do that without losing, you know, any extra time picking up energy, and there it is. So Lurking is safely in Sorrow now, keeping that lead maintained for a moment. Smashy has to take a save on the Spirit Well because, like you said earlier, due to that energy management. Now, hopefully she can get into Sorrow quickly and still catch up a bit of time on Lurking, but from this point on, it's really going to require a lot of hard execution from Smashy and a few mistakes from Lurking and Misty.
Nice. Smashy has a save already placed up here. This is kind of a legacy strat from pre-fast Stompless. You would safety save before stomping those rocks, and then you could just use it afterwards, which is really convenient.
Took damage once and then took it again from the same bird on the same bash, unfortunately. Now, hopefully can do better on the second attempt. It luckily wasn't too bad of a death, but probably evened out similarly to Lurking's. And Smashy is in there on the second try, so great job from her. But Lurking's already on his way up to Sunstone.
Yeah, he's floating up here. Not much for him to do. And Smashy kills the frog. Now, she can juggle this one up. This is a faster backup than dying, but it can be a little annoying dealing with this guy. People don't usually practice this. So here she goes, double bashing the frog up. She just needs to get it to the same platform as the other one, and then it'll behave exactly the same. So nice backup from Smashy there.
Now I thought she bashed it into the spikes for a moment.
That was scary, dude.
But she does succeed in having the frog break the barrier, and now she's going to place a save as well. Doesn't want to have to deal with that again. She does still have 1 energy. I'm not quite sure what all those hops are about for a second there, but she has that 1 energy, is able to still do the Ghost Door next. But Lurking is rapidly approaching Misty.
Yeah, he just has to wait for this laser cycle on the way out. He's heading out of Sorrow. Smashy, I felt like maybe she thinks she's out of energy. I thought she could have saved for that Ghost Door, but
she checked it though.
Could also just want the save at the start of the spike cave so that she can navigate back while being able to see.
Yeah, it might be that. Lurking got his meteor kick successfully down to Misty and placed a safety save rather at the entrance. So not going to be sent all the way back to Sunstone by any kind of catastrophic failures. Smashy, of course, is also 1 less maximum health at the moment than Lurking is. It looks like you were right here, Sigma. Smashy's going to go for Terror Break off of that save. And is having some issues, it seems.
Yeah, almost with those hops and with kind of that slow opening to the save. I wonder if that's like some bind problem or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, everything seems to be going okay, so I'm gonna hope everything's okay. Lurking is tearing up Misty in the meantime. You see him down to 1 energy. That's pretty intentional. Just want that one last energy to continually refund stomps and bashes off your charge dashes, and then get a refill once you're at the climb tree. So Lurking doing well, still at full health as well, so should be feeling pretty good. Hasn't really had any issues here, and will be just gliding down through this spike question mark S wiggle thing.
Oh, narrowly dodging them with the stomp as well, and he's safely to climb. Now, the interesting thing here too is we saw previously when SmashyLe took kind of, an earlier mid series of problems and fell behind, that it kind of made her fall apart in the run. But this run, it doesn't seem to be having that same effect. She's still playing very well ever since that hiccup before Charge Flame, and hopefully that can continue, because she's going to need to do that in order to catch up.
Yeah, that's for sure. We've definitely seen some turnarounds in Misty before, depending on how safe runners tend to play. And speaking of safety, Lurking's going to place a save even before taking any damage here. Ooh, maybe dropped an energy there.
Yeah,
I
it
wasn't
looked
quite
like
sure. But, he knows that he's ahead and can be making these kinds of decisions on the fly, like, I'm ahead in Misty, I'm going to donate a little bit of time and make some extra saves just to try to hold my lead in case of any kind of bad deaths. But he's been playing well, not even taking any damage so far, so not giving Smashing any opportunities to catch up just yet.
Well, there's that damage you talked about, but it was only 1, and he does have that extra health cell, but he's going to save again anyways. And like you mentioned, yeah, Lurking does make those decisions based on how the state of the race is. Dumped another energy, unfortunately, but he will still be at the same amount because he just opted not for Rocket Jump, but then dashed right into the spikes with that Rocket Jump, and will have to now navigate this knowing that he could die from any kind of damage here, while SmashyLe is almost to climb. She's trying to get there as quick as she can while barely avoiding the spikes because she is only at 3 HP at the moment.
Yeah, and Lurking surely going to save before the boss. That would be in keeping with what he's been doing, but the Froggy is coming. It gave up. Okay. Not going to hit him with a chair today.
Luckily not. Man, both runners having an explosion happen at the same time. SmashyLe in the form of a Spirit Tree and Lurking in the form of a level up. That's pretty neat. But now Lurking, all he has to do is get to Light Grenade, get out of dodge, and then run to the end of the game. SmashyLe still has to, well, actually do the same, but has to exit Misty first.
Yeah, on SmashyLe's side of things, she knows what the state of the race is as well. What you have to do in this kind of position is just play as fast as you can, and your goal is to force your opponent to have to grenade jump at the end of the run. You need to get close enough to them before Mount Horu so that they're pressured into grenade jumping and potentially having issues with that or soft locking. If you're so far behind, when your opponent starts the final escape that they can just float to the end easily, then your loss is assured. But if you can play fast through Misty and make them think, oh man, they're catching up, then you can give them another trick to potentially fail on.
That being said, SmashyLe is not being reckless, more methodical in her movement in Misty. She's still placing safety saves that she does in her normal attempts and is seeming the better for it, is not making any kind of real mistakes, had a nice rocket jump. Well, a few charge dashes there that maybe went haywire, but extra little energy drop is going to save her there. We'll see on the right side if Lurking goes for this Yoka cycle, and he does successfully go for it as well.
SmashyLe on her mini boss now did not get the 1 cycle vaporization that she was looking for, but kills the second one quite quickly. So we'll be getting out of Misty now. Lurking, getting to grenade. The difference between the runners, I have to guess, is at about a minute. But Lurking, any kind of mistake going to Mount Horu, definitely donate some of that time back. SmashyLe just has to kind of hope for that kind of thing and try to play fast in the meantime.
Yeah, she's still racing her way across as quick as she can. No issues, to speak of really ever since that weirdness with the Sorrow binds or whatever, but even that was super minor. Lurking having a bit of trouble getting over this slow zone. Might affect his laser cycle here. Gonna have to wait on another one.
Yep, he had the good cycle on the way out, so he could have rocket jumped there, but he's gonna opt to do the safer charge jump wall climb action so that there's no risk of dying to this upper laser.
He might not be familiar too with if you have to wait an extra cycle, on the first laser, maybe doesn't realize you can still do that rocket jump. So didn't want to risk anything that could potentially put SmashyLe right back in this race.
Yeah, SmashyLe getting hit a little bit in the switchback area, and now is unsure of these laser cycles, so he's just gonna play them safe. So that's losing a little bit of time, but it's just really important that she doesn't take any deaths now, because any death like that will just give Lurking too much of a lead. She's still close enough, I think, to pressure the grenade jump, but it's gonna be tough. And Lurking, for his part, is gonna have to play well, get to Horu Fields. It's pretty low on energy now, but does have enough to still do some fast strats going over this lava part. But this coming up on Lurking's side, on the right side, is going to be the scary part. Can he get over this lava without dying?
Ooh, drops a safety save, so it's not even going to be that scary for him, and just goes with an air dash off of the bash glide as well. Goes for what appeared to be a Terra jump, but didn't quite get it. Grenade jump as well. That was all kinds of weird. The way that grenade jump stopped looked like maybe an air dash or something to end it. But he's entering Horu with a 26% success rate at door warp now, and SmashyLe's already almost out of Blackroot Burrows, so it is pretty close. If Lurking gets a first try door warp, then he can probably skip the grenade jump, and he does get first try.
Oh man, that's really big for Lurking right now, having that first try grenade jump, and I believe as well sitting at 6 health right now, so he has a fairly easy swim to the final escape. But Race Nerves can make anything happen, and any hits from the fire or some of the spooky enemies in here will put him too low to do this final swim. But if he executes this escape well, he has this race in the bag. It's his to lose. How's it going to go for him here?
We'll see shortly. Has to race across using a little bit of energy, not too much so far. Still saving himself plenty if he does decide for that grenade jump at the end. SmashyLe is flying through Horu Fields right now, trying to catch up as best as he can. Lurking takes a death because he took hit from the fire at the bottom and had to force a death due to that swim. SmashyLe's now almost at the door. Some charge dashes are going to get her there quickly. Lurking takes another death. He now definitely has to go for that grenade jump at the end.
Yeah, I mean, he could look over and see what SmashyLe is doing to just check her door warp status, but I think at this point he has to just focus on the escape. He's taken 2 deaths in it already. He has to just get through this as fast as he can, and in his shoes, I'd definitely go for grenade jump. It's hard to tell how far ahead he is. SmashyLe gets
door warp.
Oh, Lurking's energy is really bad right now. It's down to 1. There's 2 charge dashes breaking that wall. SmashyLe's already starting the final escape, so Lurking, he needs this grenade jump to win. He has to do it, and he has to get it within 2 tries without throwing those extra grenades a swim.
That fish is really far away. He's going to completely
swam.
skip him. Oh my god, he barely got out of there before he barely touches the boulder. Lurking now has to just bash himself into place. He is going to line up his shot, and he only gets 2 attempts at this if he spends energy. Oh my god,
1 energy down.
The first one. 1 energy mishap here. And he loses the energy. He has left the door open for SmashyLe, who is now in the final escape and almost already to her swim. If she manages to get a clean swim here and a first try grenade jump, she will almost certainly have taken this race.
Yeah, grenade jump saves around 35 seconds. If SmashyLe can get this fast, it has
It's
to
out
be
of the
like
water.
First or second try. Lurking is still in the part of cutscene that gets skipped by grenade jump. It's when Ori pulls the feather out on the right side of this platform that the grenade jump will take you to. So SmashyLe coming in with the grenade jump right now. Sinus still looking at the spirit tree.
Oh my god, she got it!
As long as this is not that weird fake one, which is
It's not.
extremely rare, she's ahead.
SmashyLe is going to win this race by maybe 2 seconds.
There's the feather. They're both floating together, but SmashyLe's ahead. Nobody hop.
Oh my
It's
god.
coming down to Naru.
Okay, maybe 5 seconds, but still. Holy crap. I'm speechless, dude. I don't even know what to say anymore.
I can't believe it. This is insane. Look at this. They're not. They're. Wow.
I cannot believe SmashyLe pulled that one back and won with a 35-49, Lurking with a final time of 35-53. SmashyLe must have stopped watching the restream because she immediately in the race chat was utterly confused at how she won.
Oh my gosh. I can't even come up with any words to describe this. And this is only the second closest match we've had in the tournament so far. 4 seconds. 4 seconds apart at the end. I am flabbergasted.
still don't have any words to describe the level of excitement that came down to at the very end. I don't think we've somehow had closer final times, but I don't think we've had one that ended in just that kind of way since last year's tournament in a match you took part of, Sigma.
Yeah, that's right, the grenade jump turnaround. Actually, there was 2 grenade jump turnarounds for me, one which I won on, one which I lost on. And here we see Lurking unfortunately getting the bad side of it, but SmashyLe will take down that win in an unbelievable fashion. She can't believe it either. And holy...
If we had webcams
goodness.
right now, you would just see my jaw is on the floor and has been since that entire final escape. All right, well, I am going to pull our runners in to the call here because we've got to get a few answers out of them. Welcome, SmashyLe and Lurking, and GG to you both because, oh my god, that ending.
Yeah. I thought I lost for sure. I was watching the restream and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go 5 health because let's just try. And I didn't really know how close it was just because of the delay. But oh, like I thought he would have had finished, and I looked at the SRL chat and it still said he wasn't done. And I was walking over. I was like, oh my god.
I don't even know what to ask, dude. It was crazy watching that ending. I mean, I gotta go to you, Lurking. Did you think you had that in the bag at any point during even, as early as Misty, or were you still gunning worried about that catch up from SmashyLe? And I mean, as someone who has been there, I'm so sorry for that unfortunate way to lose the race, but still an amazing performance out of you.
Honestly, like, after I think SmashyLe got sad Celis, or had something bad happen in Feather, and after that I just saw myself like getting Sunstone when she's doing Sorrow Bash or something like that, and I was like, okay, I won this game, just take it slow, take it safe. I did that, and then I got to the final escape. I was like, I actually won. Like, no way, I never expected that. And then I died in the elemental room, which I've been dying there almost every run. And then I died again with that lava, and then I kind of burnt 3 energy trying to break that door, but I couldn't. And I burnt it, so I had 2 attempts at grenade jump, didn't get it. So I really don't know what to say, it just happened.
Yeah, you were playing really, really well, and I just kept missing stuff. Like, during my practice run right before this, I kept missing curl cutscene skip, and then I just decided to take it, because I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, Lurking, I don't know if I can form a question or a coherent thought right now, but I just want to say I really thought you played like the late game well, knowing you were ahead, making all those extra saves, and like just making sure that SmashyLe basically couldn't catch up. Like, even if you did take a death, which you didn't, like, none of them would have been bad because you had saves everywhere, and then it just came down to that final escape, and man, that can just get you. It's tough.
Like, the thing is, I wasn't even worried about the final escape. Like, recently, I had a phase where I died there too much, and then in my past, like, 6-7 runs, I never died there, so I was feeling kind of confident. Like, as soon as I got door warp, I was like, okay, I won. There's no way I'm gonna lose here, but as we see, it could happen.
Yeah.
I'm still sitting here with my jaw freaking open. I do want to quickly just point out, just for anybody who's looked at the bracket and sees some weirdness, we have a slight bug in our system that's highlighting Lurking, but then still shows SmashyLe advancing. So don't worry, obviously SmashyLe is the one advancing there, but we'll get that fixed up for the future. But
even Google Sheets can't believe
it can't
how
tell
crazy this match was.
That was.
Did we break the record for the closest match, or are we still?
We're still like 1 second behind, I think.
Okay.
It was so close, though. I mean, I think if we ever need to explain to people why grenade jump saves time, we're just gonna clip the end of that match.
Because I was watching, like, after I grenade jumped, I was watching, so I was like looking at my delay compared to her, and like, I knew it's gonna be that close, but I thought I could pull ahead, but then grenade jump saves more time than I thought. She was at the beginning of the escape almost when I jumped, but she still was ahead.
Well, and to your credit, SmashyLe, I think you needed a first, maybe second try grenade jump, depending on how quickly you lined it up.
Second at most, yeah.
Yeah,
was
even then,
also-
like it would have needed to have a fast lineup. So
Mhm.
to be able to pull that out under such pressure, did you know at the very end? I mean, it seemed like not out of the race.
I thought
but
I didn't see
think
him
you had
grenade jump, so I thought he had gotten it, and I just saw him go over the edge, you know, into the cutscene. And then I did my grenade jump and noticed that his whole cutscene was playing. So then I was like, oh my god.
If anything, I would say the worst decision that I made was trying grenade jump, because if I didn't attempt it, I would have gotten it, but I wasn't sure how much time ahead I was.
Yeah. I mean, I can't blame you for that because
Yeah.
watching the race here, where the streams were synced for me, and I'm not even playing the game, I thought you needed a grenade jump to guarantee the win. But like in your shoes with stream delay and like trying to play the escape at the same time, like making that call would have been impossible. But you know, maybe if you hadn't spent that time on those 2 grenade jumps, you might have been like tied or 1 second ahead or
With the
tied.
3
would've been
seconds
crazy.
difference or 4 seconds, I think I would have pulled ahead, but it would have been very
Yeah.
close.
Well, I don't even know. There's a lot of other stuff that happened in the run, but I don't even think we
Yeah,
can talk
like,
about it anymore.
Let's not talk about that, dear. Like the puzzle room.
The puzzle room.
I was reading chat, and I was like, wait.
You know, I feel for you, Lurking, because I haven't done that in a tournament race, but I had one of those streams where, you know, you sit around, and you're stuck in Gallades for forever, and then you finally get a run going, and then I did that, and I just ended my stream, so I feel for you, dude.
Well, that was crazy. And Lurking, I hope that's not the end of Ori we see from you, because
Definitely not.
man, there's going to be a lot of very quick improvement in your future. I can tell from that kind of play. And SmashyLe, looking forward, you got one more person to cut through to get your rematch
Yeah.
against Roos. But Sully has been improving at a crazy rate. What do you think about that upcoming matchup?
I'm scared, honestly. Because if I keep having races like with this kind of times, I'm never gonna beat him. So, yeah, I've got to practice a bunch.
Well, I'm looking forward to all of the rest of the matches in this division for sure, because either way, there's going to be a lot of excitement. Any final questions or anything, Sig? I'm still sitting here just aghast.
I just want to say, I hope that your race against Sully is at least half exciting as this one, and hopefully it is half as exciting as this one, because I don't think I could handle this much excitement again. But holy smokes.
I have to
I'm
go to the
looking forward to
doctor,
that one.
check up on the old ticker after that one. Oh man, well thank you both for joining us, and congrats again, SmashyLe, on advancing in an unbelievable comeback. And yeah, thanks for commentating with me, Sig. I think the best way to just end this is practically in silence.
Yeah, I had a good time yelling into my mic alongside you, Hobbs.
I can't wait to
do
hear
it any
the
day.
commentary.
Oh man, we'll see you all tomorrow for more Ori. Hello, Terra. Matches. Bye.
Bye.
damage as they head through. So, ooh, nice job. And wow, Yoko. Oh,
No,
my goodness.
oh no, Yoko. Oh my goodness. Please be careful.
He hasn't taken any like really bad deaths as result, but
Oh no.
no! Why did I say that? Why did I say that?
Yeah, true shade. So we're gonna see what D2 decides to do. Nice safety save there, and wow, the value from the safety save.
The trick itself requires precisely positioning a frog and managing your XP, but because that can happen, because that froggy has a chair and it can stomp it right on your tiny little head.
Oh God, Milton, get out of there!
Holy crap, the recovery from that.
It's deceptive. Ooh, deceptively difficult. Rufus,
Holy
so close.
crap,
Oh.
Rufus.
Oh.
Oh god.
Fix it.
And what is happening now?
I don't know.
Oh, Monkey's shot going through.
Oh, he's missed the double bash though. He's gonna go back up. Monkey's shots are phasing the floor. I hope he does not hit that on the upper one. Cheese has broken his swamp.
Monkey getting hit by the shot.
Metal that Terra did. Oh, missing that, but he's got the backup. That's okay. Oh my gosh.
Oh god.
Oh my gosh. Okay, try again. Just this time you can get to the platform.
What you've seen from runners like Lucidus, Uncle Ronnie, and Eviona so far in the tournament, and oh wow,
Damn.
I do not know how he survived.
Both runners getting that 5th.
Oh, Randomson had a really... Wow, what a nice backup, though. Randomson had trouble with the first spider shot, but now it's basically tied.
Go stomp the rocks. And oh.
Fluffy, what
I didn't know you could do that.
Oh,
you really just keep moving and skip that cutscene?
Oh god, Hori's in the air! Hello!
Oh no. Oh, Frankie. Frankie, please go away. Oh, that is so painful.
Oh, this is a party. Luckily, he does have a safety.
Yeah, mini boss not quite going according to plan. Melvin's gonna go with the stomp spam. Keep that frog away. Get out of here. Don't hit me with your chair. He says he gets through it okay, and we'll be just finishing up Misty.
The section is really difficult with the 5 health. Alright, he gets the bash off of the fish. So yeah, he gets through, but upcoming here is
he's gone through!
Oh, he died! Death! Richard is in the lead. No, they're tied. Richard just died as well.
What?
This is literally synced in the final escape, guys. Unbelievable.
They both stopped the thing together. Okay.
Each one of those grenades costs 1. He's got 1 left. That's enough for 2 grenade jump attempts. If he keeps missing in that particular way, he's got 1 chance left.
1 more.
And he gets it! The
First
clutch.
try, and well, not first try, but you know what? First try.
We'll call it first try.